Hi everyone, welcome to Math 230. So I'll be your instructor. My name's Professor McLaughlin. So I'm on Canvas for our course here, and on the left side you'll see Home, Assignments, Discussions, Modules and Grades. So click on Home. Okay, so at the top I give some information about the class. Then I tell you to click on this link here. If you do click on this link, it just takes you to the video that you're watching right now. Okay, then give more information about the class here, which I'll go over in a second. And then you'll see links to important class information. So you'll see Syllabus as our first link, then how to access the course material, and then important information about the lecture periods, which I'll talk about in a second, and class content. So before the first day of class, you should have clicked on these links and looked at them. And below this, you'll see what to do each day. So it has everything laid out by pretty much by week. Okay, so let's go over the syllabus right now. So let's click on the syllabus link here. Okay, move this guy over here. Okay, so this class is going to meet on Tuesday, Thursday at 10:30 a.m. to 12:35 p.m. Okay, so here's my email address. Okay, so for office hours, I'll be available on Zoom 30 minutes before our class meeting times. So I'll be available on Zoom on Tuesday, Thursdays from 10 to 10:30 a.m. So you'll just click on this link here at those times and it will take you to my Zoom office. You can also send me an email anytime and I will respond within a few hours. Prerequisite, Math 160. Here's a textbook here. Alright, let you look at that. Okay, course modality. This is a HyFlex class, which means on any given day, each student can choose how they want to attend the scheduled class meeting as either face-to-face with me or online. So in particular, if you want to attend the class online for the whole semester, that's fine with me. In order to participate in the class, but you're going to need to have access to a device with a camera that can connect to the internet. Okay, and our class is going to meet live on Canvas during our scheduled class meeting times. And the face-to-face students will be required to bring a pair of headphones and a device with a camera that can connect to the internet to each class. The class is going to have lecture periods, which will be made available 24 hours before the start of our scheduled class meetings and will end at the end of our scheduled class meeting. So for example, our first lecture period will start on Monday, January 10th at 10:30 a.m. and will end on Tuesday at 12:35 p.m. So during the lecture period, I will post questions, and during the lecture period you can work on the questions and you can earn extra credit points by posting correct answers for the questions within the time frame. So each question will have a time frame, so you'll have around 24 hours to work on each question. And then during class I'll be posting the solutions and going over any questions you have. Okay, so let's see here. So each day of class then will either consist of a lecture period or a quiz or test period. And I'm going to be sending the class numerous emails each week, starting a few days before the first day of class, so make sure you check your email on a daily basis. Okay, so here's a video on what you need to do at the beginning of each lecture periods, what you should watch before class starts. And here's another video what you should watch on how to participate in the lecture periods. Okay, so as I mentioned already, I'll be available on Zoom 30 minutes before class starts. I'll also be available on Zoom 40 minutes before the end of class. So if you want to ask me questions 40 minutes before the end of class, you can come in and to my Zoom office and talk to me. Okay, let's see. Course description, you can look at that. SLOs, you can look at that. So attendance. So I'll be taking attendance. So pretty much you'll have to sign in on Canvas. That's how I'm going to take attendance. And here's a video you should watch on how to do that. So if you do fail to sign in twice, I may drop you from the course. But do not assume that I will drop you. If you want to drop a class, make sure you drop it yourself. So do not assume that I will drop you from the class. Okay, next thing. Homework. I'll assign homework, but it will not be collected. Okay, so quizzes. There's going to be a total of 8 quizzes, and no makeup quizzes will be given. But each student can drop the lowest quiz score, and you'll have 2 hours and 5 minutes to complete each quiz. And it'll be a 1% penalty for every minute your quiz is late. And before you take the quiz, you're going to have to sign an agreement, a quiz agreement stating that you will not cheat. So here's a video tutorial on how you can submit the quiz agreement. And here's another video up here on how to take a quiz, which you should look at. Okay, and exams. There's going to be 2 exams, and there's not going to be any makeup exams given. And you'll have 3 hours to complete each test. And it'll be a 1% penalty for every minute your test is late. Okay. And here's a video tutorial on how you can take the test. And again, you're going to have to fill out a test agreement, or submit a test agreement, or sign a test agreement stating that you will not cheat during the test. Okay. Alright, and it'll be in a final exam, and you'll have 3 hours and 30 minutes to complete your final. And your final exam score can replace your lower test score if it's better. So say you got, say, 75 on test 1, 80 on test 2, and say 78 on your final. In that scenario, your final exam, your 78%, would replace your test 1 score. It will only replace if it's better, of course. Okay, so here's how you'll earn your points, your grade in this class. So 30% will be from your tests, 40% will be from the quizzes, and the final exam will be 30%. And the grading policy, just standard. Tutoring services. Here's a link to the Learning Center. So you should come to my office hours first if you have questions, and then if you need additional help, you can go to Learning Center and get help from the tutors. Study tips, you can look at those. So if you need an accommodation to participate in this class, let me know, email me and let me know as soon as possible, and we can work something out. Okay, important dates, you can look at that. Student resources, you can look at that. So here's our schedule here. Alright, so everything's laid out in the schedule we need to do each day for the whole semester. Okay, so you can see on day 1 we're going to be going over module 1. On day 2 we're going to continue going over module 1. So if you click on module 1 here, so at the top I describe the module 1, the objectives, and then below that you'll see the homework for module 1. Then we have a practice quiz up here at the top. If you click on that, takes you to a practice quiz, which we'll be going over during the lecture period. It's just taking a long time to load here. There it is. Okay, let's go back here. And then there's practice submitting a quiz. You can look at that if you want. But then it has day 1. So the first thing you'll do is you'll sign in. And then after you sign, so if you click on it right now, it's locked until January 10th. But so on January 10th at 10:30 it will work. Let's go back here. So after you sign in, then you'll go to lecture questions. So let me just leave the student view for a second so you can see what these will look like. So let's leave student view here. Okay, so then at 10:30 on the 10th of January, If you click on this, it will work. And what you do is you just sign your name in the text box down below there. There's a video tutorial on how to do it here. And that's how you sign in. Then you'll just press submit. Okay, once you sign in, then you'll go to the first lecture question. So at the top I just tell you about the lecture 1, what we're going to be covering. Then I tell you to start watching this video, so you'll start watching these videos. And then there's a question here, so if you click on question 1, it takes you to our question here, which should come up here. So there it is. So there's the question. So you'll watch the videos and then work on this question, and then write your answer on a piece of paper. And then when you're done, you'll take a picture of your answer. Okay, let's go back here. So you'll go then, to share it with me, you'll go to the top then up here. You'll see there's a reply button at the top. You're going to be using this one. There's also a reply button at the bottom. Do not use that one. Use the reply button on the top up here. And then you can just say insert, and you can just say image and upload image. So you'll take a picture, then you'll upload it, and then you can share it with me. There's a video. I made a video on how you can do that, so I'm not going to go through it here. Okay, so let's just go back now to the syllabus for a second here. Okay, so I'm back in the syllabus now. I'm also back at the student view. So you can see then everything's laid out, what to do each day. So you see on day 3, we'll have our quiz. And before you take the quiz again, you'll submit your quiz agreement. Okay, so let me just go back to the home page for a second now. So you can see then everything's laid out, and then the last day we'll have our final exam over here. Okay, so pretty much every week there'll be a quiz or a test, just about every week. Okay, so let's just go back to the home page now for a second. Move this over here. Okay, so here's another way you can access the class schedule. So you can access it from the bottom of the syllabus, but also if you click on class content right here, it takes you to the same class schedule here. It's just easier to access over here. Okay, so everything laid out there. Or also another way you can access it, if you go down to the bottom here, it has everything laid out by week pretty much here. So days 1 through 3. Oh, it's not available yet. Let me just change it. Hold on a second. Okay, so now I fixed it now. So you click on days 1 to 3, it takes you here. It's another way to access the content. So pretty much it's laid out by week. Well, it's actually laid out by quizzes. So that's day 1 through 3. At the end of that, you'll have your first quiz, and here will be at the end of this, you'll have your second quiz if you click on this, and so forth, all the way through. Okay, so that's the main things about the class. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there. So I'll see you guys in class then. Okay.